Hey, Max here. So EA released their College Football 26 gameplay deep dive trailer and blog. Let's dive in. Cannonball!
Welcome to the EA Sports
I made some notes.
26 gameplay deep dive.
Hopefully
we'll
we're
share
good.
details about a massive playbook expansion. All new player types and abilities.
I'll link this video in the description.
Improvements to wear and tear. New control mechanics. Stadium pulse.
I'm a little worried by this. Okay, I'm not going to try and freeze frame every single sentence or whatever, but they shifted their running back, and then the entire defense shifted with, right, the interior. I wonder if there's a way of, like, exploiting that. Maybe not. Maybe there's a little cooldown after you shift to allow the defense to get set, but if I know Madden and NCAA players or college football players, they're going to try and take advantage of this.
Mechanics, stadium pulse.
Snap it when all three are lined up in a sequential order right behind the center. I don't know.
Physics-based tackling and a lot more.
Physics-based tackling, we haven't heard that before. Boom tech. And I said this on Twitter, I'll say it again. Sometimes, like, things that are fine don't need to be touched and put effort into when there are, like, some sore spots and things that they can do instead of the game. But we'll see how it plays out this year, of course. But last year, man, using the force to make tackles in Madden with the new and improved boom tech, yeah, they did not need to change that at all.
Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
With real coaches comes a massive playbook expansion. For the first time ever, over 300 real college football.
Is Bill Belichick going to be in this? Because he was never in Madden. I guess we'll see how that plays out. Or maybe his fiance? I don't know.
Football coaches bring their unique styles and authentic play calling to the game, delivering distinct program identities and more play calling variety. Over 2,800 new plays and over 45 new formations have been installed. New option types, motion types, bizarre.
See, like, all right, like I said, I don't want to nitpick too much, but like this has been like an issue in Madden for a while, right? Oftentimes we see this like quarterback rollouts. Is watch the defender. Watch this defender engage and like the animation play out. Like this guy took the wrong shoulder. Like, I can see this happening, but, like, see how, like, the animation plays, and then in order for him to get this guy, the animation of a shed needs to happen. So it's just, like, the animations take too long. Like, whereas in reality, like, this guy would probably be reaching for the ball carrier, and this guy would probably, like, pancake him. But that's just not how it's playing out. And I would assume that's pretty difficult to do with the game engine as it is. But we'll go in slow motion for just this one little thing, okay? So watch how it... We're going to go like this. That's kind of cool. Do you see how, like, that engine plays out? Oh, and then I guess he gets pancaked right there. So, that's a...
Bizarre
I guess he didn't get pancaked.
Formations from last season are at your fingertips. And they're all tuned so you can craft a strategy that feels like your favorite program. 10 brand new player archetypes. And
by the way, this was cool, man. So speed rusher. So like obviously the position change that we all like edges are finally in the game. Sam, Will, Mike, linebacker kind of stuff. Do they show? I want to see. Do they show like a receiver, like they like gadget players? This is something I had to go slow on too. I'm not gonna do that again.
Archetypes.
East. Do you see that? It said east west. There's a bump and run corner. What about like a little bump and grind? Is that genuine? No. I want nothing but
types and rebalanced abilities. Now 84 total are designed to showcase the.
Hang on, what's battering ram? Watch this. Watch this.
Wide variety of skill sets we see in college football every Saturday.
Okay. Like we might hate this after a while, but let's be real. That's kind of cool, man. With that platinum at its work against some like regular guys, that's kind of cool. Okay. Now, as much as we all don't like abilities because they make the game unnecessarily complicated and do a lot of the things that, like, that right there is literally just the trucking attribute in a different form. It's kind of cool when you do have cool plays that happen and not just like, oh, I got TUV1. I don't know. It's a hard balance. It's really, really hard because the defense there probably hated that.
Improvements to how abilities scale are based on performance. When a player gets hot, their physicals receive a substantial boost, and platinum tier abilities will automatically upgrade to the new, more powerful Heisman tier. The Heisman tier captures those unexplainable moments when a player single-handedly takes over a game. New Field Vision introduces more...
I'm okay with this. I made a joke on Twitter, and I'll say it again. Like, they ain't beating the DDA accusations. Guys getting hot, guys getting cold. You know, they used to do this stuff like a Madden 12 and stuff with hot and cold stuff, but making abilities play more powerful, giving guys abilities after they play really well on the field. I'm okay with it. I really am. I think it plays into the momentum of Dynasty and stuff. We'll see what they do with Ultimate Team. Obviously, I do think Platinum will become Heisman upgrades during Ultimate Team, and I'd assume a lot of this does make it in there. But I'll see how it plays out. I mean, I'm not that broken up about it. I'm okay with this change.
Realistic challenges for quarterbacks. Shorter quarterbacks will now have more limited vision when surrounded by taller linemen.
Ouch, right? Short Kings just took another L, right? They haven't had an L like this since they added a height filter on Tinder.
And receiver icons will fade as they come in and out of view. To ensure balance around how different abilities affected.
No manlets allowed, only Adonises, huh? Wear and tear improvements, all right.
Wear and tear during hits and tackles. Every ability in the game was reviewed and adjusted. New customizable auto sub options let you tailor personnel decisions to strategically handle wear and tear for every position. Take complete control with adjustable impact settings and battle real-world conditions with new weather.
I know a lot of people are kind of angry that the college didn't get the Madden weather, right? That you can see the field here. This is basically how Madden's weather was last year and college was last year. Even though they added more effects on it, I would assume college gets the big weather modifications next year. So like snow out games or like actually like snow out games, fall games, that kind of stuff. But yeah, overall, I guess it's more disappointing to me since I feel like college is more about the atmosphere and this kind of stuff. At least that's how I mentally have the different games bucketed in my mind. But, what can
modifiers that impact wear and tear. And you'll get instant feedback with new pre-snap visual cues.
Did he just Lamar Jackson his pants there? The pre-snap visual cue of, oh my God, I got to go ahead and make a run to the tunnel.
That can affect a player's demeanor, indicating their condition right on the field.
That's kind of cool, though. I actually really like that pre-snap animation stuff to, like, inform you, oh, my gosh, my quarterback can't run now. He's got a hammy problem. That's actually a really nice addition.
Tackling make better tackles actually feel better. New tackle types like wrap catch tackles and lunges and new timing-based skill mechanics offer more tools to disrupt and dictate the game. With new authentic audio for big hits that adds realism and variety to defense. Cool. New dynamic subs allow real-time roster management without breaking from the action, enhancing the flow and strategy of every game. Make informed personnel decisions and get...
Like you guys saw during my not college football 26 beta feedback, my Tecmo Super Bowl 26 beta feedback, the wear and tear stuff and the substitution is more so better for the offense because it just takes too long. Like every second counts on defense with the amount of quick snappers out here. So this is not something you can really do on that side of the ball. So it's definitely cool though where they're showing off the offensive side for sure to get you guys in and out.
Your starters back out there with one button press. A rebuild of offensive and defensive line interactions redefines trench battles. Control the direction of your blocks with new block steering, which factors in player attributes like strength and momentum for more realistic line of scrimmage play. And the addition of stunts and twists delivers more depth and control and pass rush. 12 different types of stunts offer a range of strategic options before the snap, providing a new layer to the chess match at the line of scrimmage. We're introducing adjustable defensive zones. For more...
Like, obviously, as you guys saw in my beta feedback, like, I wasn't able to really get into that much. Some of them were broken in the beta or whatever, but they said that about Tecmo Super Bowl 96. The biggest thing with that will be what kind of blitzes we can run with it online. But offline, oh, yes. Please give me more of that kind of stuff, the simulation aspects, the more in-depth to what we see on Saturdays here. So, custom zones.
More precise control over pass coverage. Adjust the depth of where your safeties line up in coaching adjustments.
This is awesome.
Fine-tune your defensive strategies in real time and outsmart opponents. When you're on the...
Again, the only downside of the custom zones is how little time you have pre-snap. Otherwise, great addition. Really, really good job. You can zone drop one side, the custom zone the other side, get like mixed coverages, do a lot more customizations. Phenomenal. They did a lot of decent, actually really good, what's the like quality of life features to the game this year.
Home field advantage side of Stadium Pulse, it's a beautiful thing. But for visitors, Stadium Pulse in College Football 26 is louder, tougher, and more personal, elevating the chaos of night games at already tough-to-play places. More intense camera shake, new visual disruptions, and distorted clocks will throw off your timing and communication with dynamic intensity depending on the game situation or career moment. Pre-order the MVP button.
See, I for Dynasty, where like you have specific home games, away games in your league against your league mates, that's great. I like that a lot. For online, where you know you're already battling against people's McDonald's internet, and they're just gonna make it more tough. I really, really, really did not enjoy that aspect of college football in the beta. It's it's not a good spot, man. That's my biggest feedback as far as the Stadium Pulse for online gameplay. But for dynasties, even online dynasties, really cool. That's really awesome. Don't change it. I'm gonna go break down the blog. I got most of the big points during that video, but we're gonna talk a little bit about things that I want to see, just like things I've noticed. I think I'm just going to go down. I got some notes here, and I'll talk through them as we get there. Hopefully, I don't repeat myself too much. We talked about dynamic subs. They talk about, like, pregame stuff. I'll be real. If you're going to look for, like, the pregame, the aesthetics, what the guys are wearing, if they have the right elbow pads versus, like, are the play calls correct on the play call sheet, I'm not your guy. I'm not into fashion, dude. My shirt doesn't have anything on it. I'm a plain guy. I just skip past halftime shows. So a lot of this stuff, I like the kind of depth I like are like, you know, long running statistics, like the depth of the franchise that I can look back on previous history, that kind of stuff. I'm really into that stuff. But not so much like the pageantry and how iced out my players are. All right, so we talked about dynamic subs. I said it's a W, mostly for the offense and the defense. Sub control. We mentioned a lot of this. They're not really like giving us too much more here than we already don't know. Real-time health insights, visual indicators, overall ratings for effectiveness. They're like, why wasn't it always here? Well, better late than never, I guess. More control of it. Yeah, having the ability to kind of have like a preset so that way the game just automatically does it for you. W, quality of life feature like we talked about. Clean up an aisle 26. A lot of bugs, right? Carefully reviewed and adjusted each and every ability in the game, ensuring accurate balance. Like I like, you guys know my opinion on abilities. Like, I'm generally like okay with them being in the game. I kind of like it because like when I'm a casual player, like if I go over to another EA product and there's like abilities and stuff, it adds a lot of depth, but it's confusing because like you don't really know what to do. Whereas an attribute is really easy to explain, right? An attribute where like, okay, say my trucking is 99. I'm like, oh, this guy is like prime Derrick Henry. Okay, this guy's gonna run people over. Whereas like if I have like 97 trucking, but then I only have like the second like gold, whatever it is, like is he good? Is he bad? Because he should be good because the attribute says he's good, but like this ability is only here because my player didn't develop it, and I don't know. Like so there's like an added level of things that you don't really need, right? When abilities are just attributes, I don't know. It confuses casuals too much. Even though a lot of people that like myself that are really in the game, I know the abilities override all the attributes. Casuals maybe not the same way. Sub your way. This is very similar to what we just said. I'm not going to go through that too much more. Dynasties are forever. We're introduced complete customization, wear and tear experience. Every aspect's now in your hands. So you can change your dynasty around however you want through the setting menu. Whether the storm... weather-based modifiers into the wear and tear system. They've done a lot of tweaking with the wear and tear system, which is something we know they needed to do, and they needed to do because of all the feedback that we've given them. It's one of the hardest balancing points in the entire product because, you know, on one hand, somebody spamming the same quarterback Like say maybe it's an overpowered option play, and then keep taking hits with the quarterback. Like a natural way of balancing that is through just the wear and tear system. Now your quarterback's not going to be as good. Okay, cool. It's a good balancing system. But on the other hand, like if you lose your stud, like say an online game that you just paid a million coins for because he took a hit randomly and now he's, negative 20 speed, you're like, oh, okay, well, this kind of does not feel good at all. So it's a hard thing to dial in correctly. Visualizing the damage, we talked about that with the animations and the pre-snap, more than just a rating, the toughness and how much they bounce back. Heisman tier, taking elite talent to the next level, expanded archetypes. Here it is. They showed East-West playmaker. That's what we were looking for. East-West playmaker for their halfback, more of like a bouncy guy, to take it outside, more of like than a straight downhill Derrick Henry experience. Introducing new ones, significantly expanding player archetypes. It's gonna help. I know. I really when I saw that in the beta, I was very impressed. I was like, oh, I didn't even think about it. This is a good idea. It's a good idea, dude. They're adding it. Out of body experience. We mentioned this during the thing about Heisman tier abilities, and unlocking them during gameplay. They're basically like the new X Factors, I guess. Sort of the same thing if you guys play Madden. Yeah, not really though. Completely different. You unlock them during the game through specific things. We don't know how to unlock a Heisman ratings or what they do at all, but I'd assume they add like a plus 10% modifier on the abilities as they are, like platinum tier. Battering ram, inspired by legendary contact seeking power backs. The battering ram ability is a brand new addition to our contact seeking archetype. As it tiers up, ball carriers reflect increasing levels of wear and tear in defenders, provided they finish runs falling forward. As the Heisman tier delivers maximum punishment, making defenders pay for every collision. Now, speed has always been the most important part of anything in Madden, right? How fast your players are. And this year, it's no different in college football. Like last year, the small, quick guys are amazing. Now, we have seen height balance in recent years with face catching and whatnot. And having bigger guys have the ability not to get hit stick by Deion Sanders, which has been a major problem in these football games for years. It's good. It's good. Make them bounce off. Make them have to make the conservative tackles. They're like, let me hold you up for a couple seconds while the rest of the defense rallies to us. Let me just try and slow you down, right? Use me as a pawn so my queen can take your king. That kind of stuff. So, hammer ability to help linebackers and potentially get increased forced fumbles on perfectly executed hit sticks. Cost of greatness, wear and tear. The wear and tear accumulates through the season. You can lose abilities through wear and tear. Yeah. More depth, more stuff. I got no opinion on that. I think it's fine for Dynasty. I really do. We'll see how it plays out. I think I just wanted to report on it more than I have. I don't have to take an opinion on every single change they make, do I? Is that my job? Are you saying Fox is paid to give an opinion on everything? What if I feel like, yeah, whatever, dude. Let's see how it plays out, man. I'm getting my paycheck docked for that one. Ugh. There goes 5% of my wealth that I was going to use on something stupid like, I don't know, new flip-flops with sandals on. Isn't that the old person thing? Or is that no, that's the new gen, man. I don't want to talk about that, but why are long socks all of a sudden back in? I'll never understand that, dude. I'll never understand that. Fresh concepts, real wrinkles. Misdirection is king in today's college game. Read, toss, counter bash. New motion types, reload, bounce, escort, and boomerang. No, Foxy, it's a motion type. Not something you should be worried about. Double motion plays. We got more motion than freaking ocean, man. It's a tidal wave. Now, I don't okay, I guess I got a question here. You can move multiple players pre-snap. Now, does that mean I can move them with my left joystick pre-snap multiple times? Or is it because there are set plays that have multiple guys in motion? And then can I put two guys in motion, dual motion at once with my left stick? Or is it just it has to be coded in? Obviously, I want the more customizationable dual motion myself, because that'd be kind of cool. Expanded QB run and RPO variety. RPOs, they talk about it below on defense. It's much better this year. Smarter options routes. So after, I believe it was Madden 17, or was it 16? We'll say after Madden 16, it might have been actually, because from 16 to 17, they got rid of dime flat because they had the new what's a run fit system in 17, and dime flat, they couldn't get it to work. So like basically they changed logic on running gaps and coverage, and basically broke the run and shoot after 16. And since then, like, the correct routes haven't been chosen. So the fact that they're like labeling smarter option routes as something they've taken a look at, it's positive for us. Now, because this is, I don't know, 15 pages into this deep dive, I don't know how much time and energy they put into the option routes out of run and shoot, what they do against specific coverages and stuff. We'll take a look. They, you know, maybe it was just these three, the HB choice, Hoss wide juke, and slot option, and the rest of them, like the outside run and shoot stuff, did not get taken a look at, which would be sad. Because the run and shoot playbook, it is by far the hardest playbook to run in the game without a doubt. Like knowing your receiver is going to be there on the route that you know they're going to take the option on. When it works, it's some of the best feeling ever, right? The AI works, your quarterback, it knows in timing what it's going to do based off you seeing the same and reading the same drop. But man, it's very easy to confuse in recent Maddens for the last, 9 years. Gadget packages by formation. Beautiful, beautiful. More of this. The year of the customization. Give me all of it, right? I want freaking linemen at running backs. I know that's not going to happen, but gadget players, sweet. Signature looks from the real 20. Well, I mean, you can put linemen at fullback, can't you? 2024 season, new authentic packages. They keep talking more about that. Shotgun out of Penn State, Swinging Gates, Old Miss, Rice Pistol, Western Kentucky, ECU trips off over weak. Duke. They basically kind of gave you some things specifically that they did. Field vision, height finally matters. Already made our joke about that. Precision vision and strategy, quarterback play. We'll see how it plays out. People just might hate it, dude. It might just be awful. They made lower rated quarterbacks worse. W, huge, right? Getting diced up by like FCS East or something, and like you're like, what the heck? This guy's like 59. How is he doing this? Like he's prime Manning, and it's just it's changed a little bit, which is a good thing. Recognize the heat. So we can no longer, like, the reason why, like, this is cool for a dynasty, this is not cool for somebody that's trying to grind solos. Although, to be fair, the cut team, there were no solos. They're like a dozen all year, man. So what does that really affect our cut experience, right? If you want a valuable cut team, you better be buying packs, okay? Oh, you want to work the market? Yeah, let's not have that at all, because everything's out of packs at B and D levels. You want a team, put money in. God, I hated cuts so much. So yeah, maybe this doesn't matter at all, since they don't even have solos in it. This is good. It's good for Dynasty. It means nothing in cut. Defense wins championship. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about defensive side of the balls. We're talking physics, boys. Oh yeah, I remember in physics class there was like all sorts of excitement around physics. Am I right? Right? We like physics. Albert Einstein, big sports guy. Now, tackles with better ratings won't just win more often, they'll win more distinctly, W. What is physics-based tackling? So this year's Boom Tech is PBTs. I prefer a PBR, but I have no opinion on this. Just because they say what they've changed between in-range, lunge contact, wrap contact, unprep contact. This is gonna take, I don't know, 1,000 hits before I have an opinion on it. All right, so doing it right now after like 1 weekend with the beta, don't know. Got nothing off top of my dome on tackling right now. Timing and aiming on all one-on-one tackles, because it's going to take us a while to figure out, like, you know, juke meta, spin meta, bulldozer meta, stiff arm, timing-based meta. We'll see how hard it is to aim mechanics and how, you know, specific each one is to get these things, right? Strips, because we've had Maddens where you hit the RB button behind the running back and it automatically pops it out. So this is a large sample size. Wow, I cannot speak. I'm sorry, guys. A large sample size type of content to test out. It's hard to give opinions on it right now without getting their hands on it. Kind of like wear and tear, man. It's really hard to do it when you don't have your hands in the game. Core tackling improvements, more tackling stuff, quarterback hit improvements, realistic arm position. Yeah, okay, so this is something that I'm not even sure was completely figured out by the beta. But you know how like when you're going back in the pocket with your quarterback and there's like nobody open, you're like locked down, but like you can feel the guys closing in on you, whether it's through your controller vibration or just like the corner of your eye, like you kind of sense they've beaten their tackle. And then like you know you're about to get hit, so you press any button and then it just spikes it in the ground so you don't get the sack yardage. They basically tried to take that away. How often it gets taken away, how often that gets turned into a sack, and they also said it's either going to be more frequently result in a sack or it's going to go further and do a catch opportunity interception risk. I think like the first quarterback that realizes they can do that IRL, like I want to see this. I don't know. They're going to call this a intentional grounding. If you're taking a sack and you just like spike it into the ground, right? Oh, I was trying to throw it and I spiked it. Dude, they should practice that, man. Like instead of having like, you guys see the Bears Hard Knocks that like Caleb Williams trying to like do a slip and slide to learn how to slide. They should do that, man. Just get a stunt coordinator and just like learn how to like, oh, I'm taking a sack from different angles. Close your eyes. You're taking a hit and then you just spike, right? Just know. Yeah, like the Force, dude. Don't lose the yardage. That's a big thing. That's a big deal. PBT tackle contact accuracy. All right. The old Pabst Blue Tribbin. Tackle contact accuracy. These were the forced ones. Like you tackle the guy with a force last year. Huh? Tackles now consistently connect realistically, preserving immersion. Momentum. Yeah, this feels like they're talking to us like they did the Madden blog. This was much more of a problem Madden last year with their boom tech than it was in college football. At least from my experience. You guys can tell me differently, but like all this stuff right here definitely feels like, yeah, we fixed Clint's screw up. Stunts and twists are here. Huge. Now, the one thing about stunts and twists is like, I don't know if you guys saw this during the trailer. One thing I noticed, I don't know, where was it again? Pass physics-based tackling. Where's the stunts and twists? Wear and tear. I feel like it was deeper. Yeah. I feel like it was definitely in here. Dynamic subs. Trench work. Okay, right here.
And defensive line interactions redefines trench.
That wasn't it. Where's the stunts?
Battles. Control the direct strength and momentum for more delivers more depth and control and pass rush.
So the one thing I think that might be nice right here is like these guys getting distracted by like a stunt and then like send the nickel. We might be nickel blitzing. I don't know. Like because the tackle knows it needs to look at the stunt, you might be able to sneak a guy right here. And like maybe the center won't recognize it. That maybe might be the meta. I don't know. I haven't done it myself. I have not looked into it. That might be a decent meta. The nickel blitz behind a stunt. But again, that's kind of like realistic, isn't it? The offense can always block a running back, right? To pick up the extra blitzer. Also, line slides, everything. Trench work. Maybe like a symmetrical dime formation might be meta. As long as you can shoot a gap and stop a run, then you can send it off either side, like the side away from the running back. Maybe. I don't know. That'd be a little chess match there. Trench work. Okay, we did this. Gap integrity reborn. Smarter blocking mechanics. Improved targeting system. I don't think that's necessarily true. On certain things, yes. Okay, but on downfield targeting system, I would go ahead and say this is confirmed busted based off my experience. But again, I was playing an old build, so I might be wrong there. Confirmed, who knows? Collision wins. Weight class ratings and momentum differential. It's not just about being targeted, it's about how you arrive. Why does that sound like a Sly Stallone tagline on a movie from the 80s? It's not just about being targeted. It's about how you arrive. Breaks through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man. Big machine gun out. I'm sorry. Pass protection, read, slide, react. Highlights include smarter targeting selection. More intuitive decision about who to block and when to block them. Untargeting defenders. This was, and I mentioned this in the beta feedback, the best offensive blocking adjustment addition that I've seen in years, right? Ever since they added slide line. I don't know how long ago that was. This might be the best one. Untargeted defender, so that way like the hit and go ones are gone. Simplifying slide protection. Playmaker flip for protection. A lot of talk. I haven't had talk about this much protection since 7th grade. Was that when we learned what the butterflies and bees were? Built for matchups. What it all means. Okay, so football is about creating mismatches, and this time the dynamic shines brighter than ever in the trenches. Amazing, right? I definitely think like a big D tackle should be able to push that pocket in, right? Really make them the short kings at quarterback pay. When you got like a big old 6'6" guy pushing your center back that, like, you know, maybe he's only like 280 pounds, Kelsey style, but obviously not as good as Kelsey. Otherwise, you know, leverage and stuff. But anyways, make him freak out. Like the entire middle, like you don't even have to have a middle defender. Just your defensive tackle taking away the whole middle with his swats and size. What it all means. That's kind of cool stuff that you can do in the mismatch that you can find at college football. Trenches in college football aren't just cosmetic. They're gameplay altering. Okay. Block steering, smarter protection logic, automatic scheme targeting. I don't think, based off my experience, the run defending in the trenches was terrible. Okay? So this feels like marketing to me. I don't think this is correct at all. I think the leverage game. Madden talked about fixing the leverage stuff. I have not played the beta enough to make a comment on that. We'll do a video on that, of course. But I don't believe it out of college football. I don't believe the defensive line against the run matters as much as it should. We introduced custom stems, custom zones. Love it. Love it. Like I said when the video played, the only downside of custom zones and why it might not be used as much as like the safety changes is that, like, you just only have the best offenses sometimes are just quick snap offenses. It's very annoying. The best parts about this game on defense are adjusting, and like you just can't do it, which is why I kind of want custom plays so I can have it set up already so I don't have to make 20 adjustments in the line of scrimmage just to get my guys where I want them to go based off what kind of formation and play concepts I think they're going to run. All right, route commit. This was in Madden. They mentioned in their blog they got it this year. Being able to basically say, hey, you're running one route, your tight end is beating me on a corner route. Guess what? I'm going to full-on route commit to that. You're not beating me. Just stop. We're not going to talk about it. Okay? You're not doing it. You're not going there. Forget about it, cuh. In the immortal words of Paul Walker. So, I like this. I really do. Okay? I feel like most shading should be this way, or like, did they need to add route committing when shading was already kind of this? You can route commit one guy or your entire team. The only problem I could potentially see is balance issues with, like, hey, what if I route commit my entire defense outside and then I have like a deep middle safety, like a mid-read zone, and then my user messing around? Okay, so obviously, like, you know, return routes will help, post patterns will beat it, but like they're going to run right into the rest of your defensive strength. The thing about route commit, like, I feel like route commit should be, right now it looks like it's 1 out of 2. It should be a 1 out of 4 thing. Let me break this down. So there are 4 directions a receiver can go when he's on his route, right? When he's going off the line of scrimmage, he can either keep going straight up, he can go right, he can go left, or he can stop and come back. So route commit right now looks like a 50-50 one way or the other. So like I feel like route commit should be very vulnerable to double moves. Whereas like if I go out and up, right, a double move, and you route committed to the out, you should heavy stop and heavy go for like, I want to intercept this out route. But then if the double move's in effect, you got to get burned. I'm worried route commit will not get you burnt over the top. Okay? Or a route commit like inside, but the guy does like a stop route, the defender's going to play it really well. That's my biggest concern around route commit, that it's 50-50 and not 25%. Because when you're telling the defense, when EA's telling the defense, you do this, you're taking this away. There needs to be a little bit better balance because of the ability to stack the middle of the field, stack the outside part with zones, with the ability of the user, with the ability to drop guys in coverage. I'm a little worried based off also on defense, like in the beta, I didn't even know route commit was really a thing, did we? And I was getting locked just with like no shade guys. So once we now we know these more in-depth tool to help stop certain concepts that traditionally beat man coverage, I'm kind of worried that it's going to be way harder than it should be to beat man. Now, I was not using Jeremiah Smith, to be fair, during the beta, as nobody was that good, but that's the concern right off the bat. All right. With route commit leading the charge, new man coverage feels tighter, more authentic, and more rewarding for players who pride themselves on shutting down the perimeter. I mean, feeling tighter is good, right? But, like, wait a second. Moving on. But, like, the issue is oftentimes in man coverage, guys catch the ball with dudes on their back a lot in college, in the pros, in high school. But in this game, the problem is oftentimes, like, you get touched on the back, and because the man coverage rating is, like, I don't know, equal to your catch rating, it gets like a knockout. So, like, even though it's tighter, the guy should be able to catch it if he has a step on the defense. But then, like, we'll see how good quarterbacks are, because if they miss a throw by like a foot against man coverage, it gets picked, dude. I don't know. We'll see if it gets tuned. I'm really worried about man coverage going into the year. That's probably, man coverage might be my launch defense. If I have good enough corners, right? If the corners are significantly slower than receivers, then maybe that's not a problem. But we'll see. Leverage game. Leverage, when you line inside or outside shade, directly impacts your defender's ability to cover. If you hold inside leverage against the receiver and runs a dig, you'll stay tight and complete aggressively. Lose leverage, you're still in the play, but you'll feel the urgency to close the gap. Previously, DB sometimes gave up unrealistic separation. Oh, did they? Did they? I mean, like, maybe. Oof. I didn't even think man coverage was that bad. That's gone. Position now feels powerful, rewarding pre-snap. Strategic alignments and adding depth to your matchups. Every coverage call more individual. This is how real college defenses thrive, assignment-based. Shade with a perfect. We talked about shading. No eyes, no picks. I'm actually okay with this, right? Because, well, again, this is something, it's going to take like 1,000 snaps to figure out if this actually works like they say it is, if it's good or if it's bad. Just conceptually, I'm okay, because the old saying in Tennessee, it's also in Texas, that if you're even, you're leaving. In Madden and college, if you're even with a DB, because of the way the game works, like they do like 180 turnarounds faster than your guy can sprint off the line of scrimmage. Like, if you're even, you're Steven, right? And they'll run with you and you won't be gone. So they talk about this in this thing about being in phase, which is, you know, realistic. That's exactly how the NFL calls it, the college football, in phase with receiver. Whereas, like, if you're even, you're kind of out of phase, the receiver has it, the quarterback puts it there, catch it, or like maybe stops, and then you get a pass interference, that kind of stuff. So having the DB being able to be beat over the top and then actually beat over the top versus like being able to jump up, like sprint full and then get their full jump for 36 inches off the ground to get the interception over the head. It was very miserable. Now, this obviously meant tall receivers were better than short receivers on these streaks, which it does feel like they are bullying short guys lately. In recent years, like, you run that streak in Megatron, was like, had a step on the DB, you were completing it. But if like Tyreek had a step on the DB was jumping up and catching it because the point at the ball that got down to Tyreek's hand was just lower. So all these things, these small little things that maybe the devs or people wouldn't think about, they add up in the physics of the game. So nerfing the DBs, I don't love it because it's already very hard to catch interceptions. But I kind of understand what they're doing here, and I'm not going to complain that much about trying to fix the game as far as like deep throws over the top, because a lot of people, and myself many times, we end up bulleting those because if you put loft on it, the quarterback might not have enough arm to get it there, whereas the quarterback IRL will know to throw it as hard as he can, but with a little bit harder of an arc. A little bit of an arc, so the guy can run under it a little bit. But if you bullet a deep pass in these games, it was picked. So it's hard. It's hard. That's all I'll say to figure it out. And I appreciate the developers trying to figure it out. SWAT or pick, choose wisely. Risk reward, SWAT or pick. Heard that before. To the crib. Too many wide open interceptions felt incomplete last year. That wasn't right, especially if you made the perfect read and had your defender exactly where you need to be. Really appreciate it. Again, we'll have to take 1,000 snaps, figure it out if that works. And then defensive playbook updates. They added new versions. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, okay, right here. 3-4 odd. 3-4 tight is a version of 3-4 odd. Moves both defensive ends to the 4-eye techniques. Now, techniques are neat when they actually mean something after the game. The problem with these games in Madden, this game last year, is the fact that say here's the offensive tackle, here's the end, defensive end in a 4-eye technique, which is the inside shoulder. If the tackle went forward to block you on a run, they blocked you head up, right? It wasn't like the defensive line is taught to play a shoulder, but in Madden in this game for years, they just go head up. So like when you have run fits and you're a linebacker and your run fits on the outside shoulder of the tackle because that's your gap responsibility. But with your 4-eye technique, which should have the advantage for playing that inside gap to help with the inside runs, because the way animations work and because the way these guys kind of like play patty cake before either a shed happens or the offensive lineman is able to drive them, there's no shed and the running back gets through because your animation takes too long, that kind of stuff. Oftentimes the technique doesn't matter because the way the animations play out. So while I appreciate 3-4 tight showing them in the 4-eye technique, does it actually end up mattering? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves, and we need to find out. Because can I run to the B gap? Can I do it? Can I make it there? Because is the tackle just going to hook him anyways? Like a horn? I don't know. I just threw some Texas in there. 3-5 flex, nickel single. Okay, so they did other formations. They've added it to. They brought over some other ones from Madden. Man, I can't wait to I hope we get Play Creator, man. I want to make my own formation so bad. I want to give me back the NASCAR. Give me back them them Times Squares defenses of the 2000s that were crazy for like 1 year and the offenses adjusted and they were kind of trash after that. New defensive plays. Cross games, twists, stunts. We can make our own plays. It's so much better we can make our own, man. With a custom D-line stunts. Thank you for adding that stuff. Okay, so they got new bracket plays. My question is, can I just like double a guy and have it switch to bracket logic? Can I say I'm running like a cover 1 defense, but then I end up like manning up the linebacker that was on like the mid read onto the tight end? Could it like formulate bracket logic, inside outside responsibility with another guy on him? That would be neat. They said they improved the bracket logic, but it seems like it's in there. Now, one thing about these double bracket, these have been run pastels also in CFB last year. I don't know if they patched this or not. I can't remember. But like basically on run plays, it won't show that they're manned up, the safeties and like double wide receivers. And on pass play, it will show that they're manned up. We'll see if it makes it into 26, but that was a huge tell in last year's game. Defensive guys get paid too. They do. NIL. Thanks for making it. Knowledge. I was like, hey, they don't get paid. It's college football. They get paid with an education. Am I right? These players give more control when scheming against specific personnel matchups, spread and tight and heavy formations. Enhanced run fit logic. I'll believe it when I see it. Linebackers and safeties. Okay, in previous years, second level defense. You know what? Actually, I do remember this. This was actually better. This was actually better than the beta. Waiting for the ball to declare, catching blocks, or hanging on too long. That's no longer the case. This, you know what? This is actually one of the first things I noticed. They more aggressively fit downhill, triggering earlier and attacking their assigned gaps with the kind of physicality you expect from real college football. This was a W. All right. I was skeptical, and then I remembered actually playing the game, and I was like, you know what? Shout out to you guys. RPO and take it. This is so much better. I don't even need to talk about this. It's so much better. RPOs. You know what? There are still some that are a little overpowered, of course, but it's a huge step in the right direction. Smarter, sharper. Oh! Did I even talk about that? Trick plays. You know what? Did they have a trick play? I have specific. Did they do trick plays at all? I don't know what they. Okay. Let's go back. So, RPO integrity and trick plays. I think like trick plays are great. They really are. I think in the game, what should happen in Dynasty is I think trick plays should happen once really well the first time you throw them out there. And then maybe the rest of the game work okay. And then like after that, every week after that, make it work terrible. Okay? Because now the teams have film on it and they'll never get beat by that, man. You try double pass, that's going to work on a team, but then like that is on film and that should no longer work the rest of the season. That stuff should get clamped because the defense now, the double pass works. Every single deep zone, just like it does in Madden, just like it does in college football. Run the line, we're going to get this guy. And then, okay, 1 touchdown. Yes. But then the rest of the season, never works again. It absolutely needs to be a thing, right? Once something's on film, I feel like just trick plays should be this way. Never work. Let me know what you guys think about that, though. Smarter, sharper run defense. Major sets to bring all through to life in a way that's more authentic, it's more effective, where they stack in the box down to a Heisman candidate, try to set a 12-play option, drive your defenders now the tools, logic, mindset to win the 1-on-11. Coach settings. Oh, yeah, safety depth. Like I mentioned this before, this is the best. This is an amazing addition to the game. We no longer have to audible out of certain formations into other things just to get our safeties where we want them because you sometimes need it. The only issue is a potential. Most people are going to have them at close, right? Great for run fits. The issue with close is I need a balancing mechanic so that way they can get beat over the top, say, on play action. If I have my safeties at 5 yards, aka linebacker depth, that's like, all right, bring it. We're trying to stop the run here. We got them really close on our run fits, okay? But if the fact that these guys can get back to stop streaks off play action when they're like, if you're in close, like you think, hey, maybe I'm taking a false step off play action. I guess depends on like awareness or play rec rating too, and the quarterback's play action rating. But there needs to be some false steps here. There does. Otherwise, there's no reason not to actually just always default to the close. There needs to be balance in this game. Why ever have your safeties on deep alignment? The reason that they have them in real life at deep alignment, so that way the safety that snap the ball can sit there flat-footed and attack. Whereas in these games, Madden college football, if you're close 5 yards, yeah, sure, you'll turn and run, but then you'll also attack super effectively based off your awareness and your zone rating, that kind of stuff. So the fact that there's no downsides to playing close last year, there's no upsides to playing deep, because if you're playing deep, somebody just threw a seam streak and they possession caught it, right? Whereas in real life, obviously, like, quick passes will beat a deep safety, but like the fact that they can break at it more effectively, they can see the quarterback's eyes and the motion, like they can tell, like say a quarterback always hits the ball before they throw it. They know that's the towel and then they break on it. So like, I'm a little worried that there's not going to be enough of a downside to having your safeties right up in the face of the tackle on close alignment. Safety width, cool change, midpoint shift. I will probably just be using pinch. Safety width, strong, weak, field boundary. I'm not saying I wasn't able to figure out the case. I didn't put a lot of brain power into it. But there's definitely reasons to use it. I just wasn't able to get enough time with the game to figure it out. You can combine all 3 layers, control the max exact identity you're trying to build. Strategy talk. RPO coaching adjustments, so that way you can tell them how to play it. Huge. Love it. Love all the options. Absolute W. Show blitz for the linebackers. It looked aggressive, sure, but also gave everything away. In college football 26, you now show blitz with your linebackers, giving you far more control over how your defense looks pre-snap. The reason why they got rid of our ability to move linebackers pre-snap, you know how they always they snap back now? They go back to their other positions, is because of the old blitzes. Because of old nanos. There's no reason that they should snap back anymore with the way they're making this game. With the way that, we got stunts back, the way the game's evolved with ID, the mic, untarget defender, slide line protections. I know they don't got pinch line no more, but I definitely think this I feel like is just kind of a hack around. Show blitz, just show your linebackers. It's nice, it's cool, it's fine. I don't think they should reset where we put players anymore, especially since baseline's out of the game. in both games, actually, now. Disguise coverage, influence reflex, fake pressure. Fair enough. Real-time coaching, year 2. So this is against the CPU. CPU control teams adjusting compete. RTC is no longer just features the engine behind the smarter, more strategic, and more human-like coaching behavior on both sides of the ball. Basically, they're just smarter to what you're trying to do to take advantage of it. I'm not going to go through every single thing they say here. Like, you can no longer, they say you can no longer spam the same blitz over and over, like cover 0, or the same flood concepts. But we'll figure something out, right? As far as grinding soul, as far as the computer, there's always something. Like, if you're a good Madden player, if you're playing against the CPU, and you want to make like a good dynasty content, you're gonna have to nerf yourself. It's always been that way. I like that they're trying though to make the CPU smarter adjustments to what you're trying to throw at them. I do like that. They are getting better. I'll believe when I see it because they've advertised the same thing in Madden. Wasn't it like 5 years ago? No, you can no longer use cover 0 blitzes. We'll dot you up. It's like, yeah, I can. Also, some little changes. College football, along with new enhancements. Pursuit has been tuned, but low pursuit ratings on will probably judge speed and take. Whoa. Low pursuit ratings on will probably judge speed and take. So the low pursuit rating, took the wrong end of the sentence too. Oh man, even the end of the sentence is out of bounds. Okay, well, point taken with the low pursuit. Can't even finish not only tackles, but sentences. CPU quarterbacks getting out of fake early to play action in the passing game. We've extended our bullseye accuracy system. Much wider range for slightly inaccurate and accurate passes. A lot more bat down attempts. W, Batman. Then, okay, if they're going to bat down, my offensive lineman should punish jumpers, right? If I see the defensive line do this, yeah! Sit down! Don't try that here! This guy's 5'5", trying to make a freaking... Okay, I'm not going to finish it. I know. I got a wife upstairs angry already about the yelling. Double move improvements. Home field advantage. Louder, tougher, more personal. I've given my thoughts about the home field advantage already. It's too much in online gameplay. It's amazing for Dynasty, though. Night games, rivalry modifiers, toughest place to play. Different kind of chaos. Going down to the swamp, huh? Where you line up matters. The skill-based receiver's distance from the quarterback. I don't know if I like this, man. See, like, your receiver's distance, isn't it on the road all hand signals? Right? If you're playing at home, yeah, man. You can yell at each other. But shouldn't you have practiced during the week with really loud boom boxes and stuff? So that way, like, you can't communicate well? I don't know. I just don't hot route, I guess, your outside receivers. You can silence the crowd. 20-plus yard gain. You'll temporarily quiet the stadium and pause home field advantage. It's your chance to silence the chaos, seize momentum, and flip the game if you can execute. So you get a 20-yard gain. Then, like, how do you keep it down? Do you have to then get, like, a 10-yard gain? Or do you have to keep getting 20-yard gains over and over just to keep it down? Kicking gauntlet. I don't care about special teams. Special teams is in football. But I know I have an unpopular opinion when I say that. Swag out. Based off your interactions with myself on X, kept your favorite celebrations and got rid of some others. Bring in some new ones. Cool. All right, that's it, dude. That's it. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the gameplay changes? Like I said in the beta, overall, it's looking great, man. Both college and Madden overall look to have massive improvements. Like, right? It's after playing MLB The Show this spring, and they're like, yeah, we like added a new ambush hitting, but literally it's nothing at all. Like, seeing how much changes happen every year, it's wild, dude. It's wild. Now, there's still going to be balancing problems. We're worried about it every year. Don't get me wrong. But overall, at least for right now, it's looking good. We'll find out when a meta gets set and how they react, how good it truly is. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Bye.